Hello everyone, welcome back to the Film Feast. My name is Sam Donchis, I am your host, and it is so good to have you back again. Unfortunately, I'm sick! I wasn't sure if I would have the strength to record this episode, but I said to myself, I'm only 4 episodes in, I gotta record it. Plus, there's a lot of cool news to talk about. About halfway through the week, there wasn't much going on, but then eventually it picked up, and there's some cool stuff to talk about, so let's get right to it. The news. Writer for Hit Fix, Christopher Tapley, was at dinner with Roger Deakins earlier this week, and he tweeted some kind of sad news that Roger Deakins will not be shooting the next Bond film. Roger Deakins, if that name doesn't ring a bell, he is one of the most talented cinematographers working right now. He shot the last film, Skyfall, and it was beautiful looking. You may also recognize his work from Prisoners, Revolutionary Road, and pretty much any Coen Brothers film. I mean, yeah, it's kind of disappointing that he won't be returning for the next Bond film, but honestly, there's a lot of factors that sell James Bond movies, and the cinematography I don't think is one of the big ones. Although for Skyfall, it was one of the factors that made it such an impressive movie for me personally. Roger Deakins is an extremely talented cinematographer. I'm sure he will have no trouble finding work. I'm positive you will be seeing his work again very soon. Variety reports this week that Jai Courtney will play Kyle Reese in the new Terminator reboot film, Terminator Genesis. I have no overwhelming love for the Terminator movies. It's not to say that I don't like them, I just haven't really given them the time of day and therefore don't care about them as much as I could. From what I've seen in passing, great action films, at least the first two. I actually saw the 4th one in theaters and really didn't like it.
Oh, good for you!
The fact that they are rebooting the franchise is still kind of an issue that I don't know exactly where it will go yet, but they're obviously trying to get the ball rolling on it, casting as many people as possible. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to come back for it. Game of Thrones, Emilia Clarke will be playing Sarah Connor, and Jason Clarke will be playing John Connor. I don't know anything about Jai Courtney personally, haven't seen anything that he's been in. I heard lots of bad things about the newest Die Hard movie. They're rounding out the cast, trying to get a kind of younger face for it. Alan Taylor's directing it. He directed Thor: The Dark World. Still, it's too soon to tell. Who knows if it's going to be any good or not. On to one of the bigger stories this week. The Hollywood Reporter reports that the Fantastic Four reboot has its 4 stars finally lined up. The film will star Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, Kate Mara, and Jamie Bell. There's a lot of interesting choices in this group. I think Michael B. Jordan, who has been cast as the Human Torch Johnny Storm for a while now, is a great choice. If you saw him in Chronicle, you'd know that he is extremely charismatic and will own the role, no doubt. I think actress Kate Mara is extremely talented and is a pretty good choice for Sue Storm. I can't really distinguish who would be perfect for the role since I don't know the characters as well as I could. That leads me to Jamie Bell playing Ben Grimm, or the Thing. And that one's a little bit more complicated because Jamie Bell, while he is an extremely talented actor, is he the right guy for that role? Ben Grimm is a very gruff character, obviously. I mean, you know, you got Michael Chiklis playing him in the first 2 movies, so going from that to Jamie Bell is a weird jump. And just looking at the character of Ben Grimm in the comics, you're like, wait, Jamie Bell is playing that guy? That seems weird. Still though, his acting chops are hard to deny. You know, he's worked through a lot of roles that you wouldn't really imagine him in. He's very flexible and not typecast very often. And finally, Miles Teller as Reed Richards, otherwise known as Mr. Fantastic. That one is the hardest for me to kind of wrap my head around, just because Miles Teller is a very young actor and Reed Richards was always kind of the elder of the group. Is Teller a good actor? Yes. Was he miscast though? Possibly. There's no real way to tell yet until we see what Josh Trank is really going for, what his new take on the story and the characters is all about, because that will define how these actors fit into their roles. If his work on Chronicle is any indication, he's a very capable director, but I think he may have possibly stuck himself with only directing younger actors. Fantastic Four can be a young cast, definitely, but I still think that the role of Mr. Fantastic requires someone a little bit older. But really, only time will tell. The film starts shooting here in Baton Rouge in just a matter of weeks. Well, I hope I run into Michael B. Jordan. I'll be all like, ooh. Variety reports that Expendables 3 director Patrick Hughes will be directing the American remake of The Raid. Boo! We don't want an American remake, just go watch the one with subtitles, you dicks. That's what everyone's clamoring about, but you know what? Really? Who cares? The original Indonesian film is still out there. The sequel's gonna be coming out in a month. A month! If there's an American remake, so be it. Especially if the director has the chops for it. The only other film he's directed before The Expendables 3 was Red Hill, which I haven't seen, but apparently it's a pretty decent modern western from what I'm reading on Letterboxd. Also, The Wrap reports that Screen Gems, the main studio producing the remake, wants Chris and Liam Hemsworth to star in the film, a whitewashed raid movie. I can't wait. And I reported on this a couple weeks ago, but it is official. Warner Brothers has set the LEGO Movie sequel for May 26, 2017. No surprise here, everyone knew this was going to happen and now it just has an official date set in stone. May 26, 2017. Go out and see the LEGO Movie, it's in theaters right now, kicking butt, kicking all the other movies' butts. Last night the internet was on fire with rumors about a Space Jam sequel starring LeBron James. And I was just like, oh baby, the nostalgia train keeps on running. This motherfucker knows no end! Who wants a Space Jam sequel? Seriously. Besides kids who are the obvious market here, who really, when you really think about it, wants a Space Jam sequel? I see no rhyme or reason for it. But luckily, it was a hoax. Thank God! LeBron's people were like, not true. But there's still a possibility that a film could happen. I mean, the studio would jump at the chance to make easy money, because kids would love that. A bunch of 20-somethings though? Ugh. It's a little pathetic, honestly. And now, once again, it's time for the trailer of the week. This week, it's The Sacrament, the new film by Ty West. In the recent years, religious horror films haven't gone over very well, but I think this could be a real change for that subgenre. If you don't know who Ty West is, he directed a film called The Innkeepers, which got a lot of good buzz a couple years ago. I haven't seen it personally, but it's a film that I've been wanting to see, and his work is something that I've always been more interested in checking out. The Sacrament looks like a really solid addition to his body of work. He's a director who wants to make the horror genre something more disturbing than just plain scary. Again, The Sacrament comes out May 1st. I've put the link in the D-Box, and I hope you enjoy it. Also, really quickly, I wanted to make a point to talk about the new Guardians of the Galaxy poster, which is just as excellent, if not more excellent, than the new trailer that came out. It is beautiful, it is stunning, it is got so much personality in it, and I want it on my wall now. If you haven't watched my trailer analysis for the new Guardians of the Galaxy teaser, you could go watch that right now. Find me on Letterboxd, find me on Twitter. I'm gonna go lay down and play some Grand Theft Auto 5, and maybe, hopefully, feel better. Thank you for watching. Bye!